this could have been really, really bad. Hey guys, welcome back to Kane's Observations. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. My name is Michael. Super glad to have you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so anytime that I make a new video, you guys are aware of that and you guys can check it out. So guys, the P3 rebuild. Well, as you guys saw in part 1, the whole thing leaked, and this right here is one of the tubes that ended up causing the leak. So now, PEG tubing, I think the melting point for this stuff is around 100 Celsius, 90 to 100. There's going to be some variables depending on the thickness, 12, 14, 16, 18, blah, blah, blah. But this thing, let me give you guys a close look at this piece of tubing. This piece warped. Now, there's another piece that I actually threw out that I don't have from the P3 rebuild where it actually split open from the heat. And honestly, I've never seen anything like this. Now, I'm going to attribute this mess to a user error. You guys obviously saw the condition of the Thermaltake fans. They were so caked and clogged, it wasn't really doing what it was supposed to be doing. But, and I did, in part 1, I showed you guys a screenshot where his PC thermal throttled and shut down. And again, that happens anywhere between 90 and 100 Celsius. But, makes me wonder, how long does fluid need to stay, because that's almost at a boiling point at 100 Celsius. How long does the fluid need to stay in a piece of PEG tubing like this to warp it and actually in the other piece split it wide open? It's crazy. He's lucky he didn't have a fire where it leaked all over the place. Now, hopefully, like, the strange thing was is when he got home and it leaked all over the floor, the machine was still running. It still had power, which is crazy to even think that, because his power supply was right underneath everything and it leaked all over the top of it. I think he just got extremely lucky. Hopefully, if it did short out, it would have just tripped the surge protector and everything would have shut down and there wouldn't have been an electrical fire. But it just makes you think, using plastic PEG tubing, I mean, how safe is it? And for the most part, it's going to be pretty safe. Your PC is going to thermal shut down. But most people, if you spend the time, the effort, and the money to water cool a PC, normally rigs start anywhere between $3,000 and $5,000 for something high end. You're definitely going to maintenance that, and you're definitely going to take care of that. And slowly over time, if you don't, you're going to know your temperature's starting to creep up, slowly going from like an idle of like 37 Celsius to an idle of 60 Celsius. So hopefully he learned his lesson with this one. And, just because you're using chrome and brass tubes now doesn't mean you still shouldn't maintenance and clean it, because obviously the brass and the chrome is not going to split open from the heat like this. But man, I'm just amazed that the fluid would sit there and actually do this to a piece of PEG tubing. As long as I've been water cooling PCs, I personally have never seen anything like this. I'm going to assume and attribute that this had to happen over a long period of time, or maybe not. 100 Celsius is getting close to the boiling point. So but guys, make sure you're always maintenance your PCs. Especially if you're water cooling. You don't want your house to burn down. You definitely don't want to, ruin a $1,000 GPU. Definitely keep up on it. Always take a look inside your case and check for leaks, because what I've noticed over the years, most people think you're going to have a massive leak, everything's going to leak all over. Normally that's not the case. Most of the time you're going to see it leaking from a fitting, a compression fitting. And sometimes, in my own personal experience, you'll start to see a small leak, like a small little drip, and it will happen once in a while. One of the things you could look for is watch your reservoir. If you see it, just coming, because obviously you're going to have some loss in that over time. You're going to have to refill it. But if you notice that you're losing a little bit more than normal, open up your rig and check for leaks. And it's also a good idea to periodically check and make sure that everything's on the up and up. Just because it doesn't leak when you first put it together doesn't mean it's not going to leak down the line. So it's better to catch it early rather than later, or come home from work and come home from vacation and either your house is burnt to the ground, or you have a $5,000 rig that's completely destroyed. So, but I just wanted to share this with you guys, that this is really the reason what happened. This is what not to do. These are why cans of air are really useful. So, but as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.